Guys, it's me Aditya Rapsan and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are gonna make this number guessing game by using HTML, CSS and few lines of JavaScript. As you can see, if we click the less number it shows too low, and if we click the right number out of 10 it's show in the result box. And if we, as you can see, and also how many guesses we need. Also clicking in the reset game, it's reset. So let's move to our VS Code, and I'm gonna add a class name of container. In there I'm gonna add h2 and its text will be number guessing game. Okay, after this I'm gonna also use h4, and in there it will be pick a number between 1 to 10. After adding this I'm gonna write dot user input, and it will be div, and in there I'm gonna use level, and its for will be I'm gonna use user number, and then I am gonna after level, and in their text it will be entered a number. Then I am gonna use a input, and its id also be the same as like level 4, and that I'm gonna copy this user number, then gonna paste it in id. After this then I'm gonna use another input, and it will be submit, and value will be submit, and class will be btn. It is a button. Then I'm gonna copy that class user input and change the class name of this, and it will be result input. Then I'm gonna also delete the input, and also deleting the for in label, and I'm gonna use a clone in there. Then I'm also gonna delete this, and it will be result, and in there I'm gonna use a p tag which will be blank for now. Then I also should use there. So let's show our first this is our HTML. So let's move to our CSS, and I have some default CSS in there. Then I am going to use body will be display flex, and justify content will be center, and align item also be center, and height will be 100 ph to tuck it in the middle, and background will be linear gradient, and I'm going to use two bottom to left these RGBs. You also can use any kind of RGB you want, or hexadecimal value. Then I'm gonna targeting container, and in the container I'm gonna copy this first 3 lines of code in body. Then I'm gonna use height to 600 pixels, and it would also be like 600 pixels, not pc, it will be pixels. Then I'm gonna use border 2 pixels solid, and RGB and it will be 255 255 255 0.5. That's like blur it looks like. Then I'm gonna use border radius to 14 pixels. Then I'm gonna copy this background from body and change the RGBs that I gave these RGBs. That's okay. So I'm gonna use flex direction, and its flex direction will be column. As you can see, it's now showing, and box shadow will be 10 pixels, 10 pixels and 30 pixels. In there RGBA will be 0 0.5, and now I should target the h4 containers h2. First of all I'm gonna target h2, and its color will be I'm gonna use cyan, and it's cyan. I'm gonna use font size to 3.4 em. It's too large, I should use 2.4 em. That's good. Okay, after adding this for your better experience I'm minimizing this my VS Code. Okay, I am here with live server, and margin bottom I'm gonna use 30 pixels. We also can give justify content in content to stretch, that will go fast, and in there I'm gonna use margin top will be 20%, or actually not margin, it will be padding. 20 pixels is so high, I should use 10 pixels 10%, and it's good for our middle. And I'm gonna use margin bottom to 20 pixels, and then text shadow I'm gonna use 1 pixels and 10 pixels cyan. That's give kinda more good looking. Then I'm gonna use container h4, and its color will be blue violet. I'm gonna use it blue to blue violet, and font size will be 1.4 em. I especially like to use em while I give font size, and margin bottom will gonna be 10 pixels. After this I'm gonna copy the text shadow from h2, gonna paste it in h4, and its color will be blue violet as the same as font color. Then I am gonna use gonna target user input class, and in there I'm gonna in its label I'm gonna targeting its label, and its color will be cyan as well. Then I'm also gonna use font weight to 600, that's makes bolder, and gonna use same box shadow, and its radius will be 5 pixels. Then I'm gonna use user input box, then its height I'm gonna use 240 pixels, and width gonna use 200 pixels is good for me. And as you can see I'm gonna use background RGBA, and it will be 0 comma 0 comma 0.5. then I'm gonna use border to none. Then I am gonna also use border radius to 10 pixels is good for me. Then I should change this to that. Then I also use box shadow, and also color to white, and font size to 1.3 em. As you can see, if we click on their number, it shows the white ones. Then I'm gonna was padding left to 10 pixels. Okay, we're done. Then we are gonna targeting BTN, and its margin top we are gonna use 30 pixels. Then we are gonna use height to 45 pixels. Then width will be 200 pixels as like the input box. Then I am gonna use background, and I'm gonna copy the background of linear from body, and I'm gonna paste it from core. So I should change. Okay, then we should use border to none, and we also give border radius to 10 pixels, which also gonna targeting box shadow, and gonna paste it here. Then we also should use color to white so it looks good, and also upgrade the font size to 1.3 em. Okay, done. So now we are gonna use btn hover. If we hover the btn, that's what's happened in there. Background I'm gonna targeting it from body. Okay, gonna copy it, and we're gonna paste it. So as you can see, we should copy this and to this. Just we changed our background linear like that. As you can see, it looks good for me. Okay, then I'm gonna use cursor pointer, that's point while we hover this. Okay, as you can see, then we should target the result input label. Okay, I'm gonna copy it the class name, and gonna targeting. Then I'm gonna use margin left to minus 50%, and margin top will be 20 pixels. Okay, then we are gonna target result inputs level, and we're gonna use color to blue violet. Then font size will be 1.3 em. Then I'm gonna use font weight to 600. 700 is more bolder. Okay, then I'm gonna targeting result inputs P, and I'm gonna copy these lines of code from input box what I gave. Then I'm gonna paste it as like the same ones, and I'm gonna use display to flex. To take it the result in middle of that, we should give justify content center and align items center. That will become middle. Okay, as you can see, in there I should change the RGB of background in labels P. Then I'm gonna use margin left to 5 pixels. 5 pixels is good for my eye. Actually I should capitalize the R. Okay, as you can see, we're done with our CSS. Also we can click a number, enter a number, like we should click the 1 to 10. So let's move to our JS. First of all, I'm gonna targeting the things what I use in there. So const username will be document dot query selector. I'll recommend it to use query selector to select any kind of element from HTML, and I'm gonna use first of all gonna use I gave a ID in input, and it's user name number. Then I'm gonna copy these lines and gonna paste it. Also we are gonna make it, we are gonna targeting all of things like then we are gonna targeting btn, then results P, it is the main is. Then I'm gonna use the guesses will is equal to 0. So if we and also gonna use const answer is equal to it's math dot floor. Remember to give the M capital. Okay, then I'm gonna use math dot random in bracket. Then I'm gonna use okay 10 times plus 1 because index starts with 1. So now we are gonna use btn dot add event listener, and we're gonna listener is click. Then I'm gonna use arrow function expression. In the function of expression, we're gonna use guesses. Guesses plus is equal to 1. Like if we click on the submit, it's guesses is 1. If the first of all if I'm gonna use that let user, okay, let user input. Let user input will be user numbers value. What will type in a number of input that user dot value. So if user input is equal to answer, then we will targeting in there. If it's match, and then in result dot text content, like you can also use HTML, and so it will be I'm going to use a bracket, and there, and the text will be dash successful the number, then I'm use a hash, then that. After that, else if user input is more than answer, then I'm going to use alert, and its alert will be too high. And else if else I am going to use a alert, and it will be too low. Like if we give less number than the answer, we will give a low, get alert to low. And if we give more number than as you can see, if we give too low, money it will be increasing. We should increase, it's 7. As you can see, we have the result. So now we should change it to there. We should change it to font size 0.7 em is good. So we also increase the width to 300 pixels, and I'm gonna use display flex, gonna justify content, and align item center, then center, sorry, align item will be start, it's good. So I'm gonna upgrading the font size to 7 pixels, 7 em 0.7, then I'm gonna use 330. It looks good. So as you can see, if it's 7, okay, as you can see, it's if we get 10 too high, okay, if we give 7, it show the number. It took you 3 you guesses. Okay, now at the last one we should use a reset. Then at the last we are gonna use a btn.btn. I'm gonna use btn.btn means, and its class will be reset, and text also be reset game. So I'm gonna use this comma btn, and I'm gonna use the result reset, not result actually. Then at last I should decrease the width. Okay, so I should use margin right to minus 63%, and width will be 150 pixels is good. So, and top will be 8 pixels, and font size will be 1.1 em. So as you can see, we also should use hover effect in there. So we're gonna use comma and gonna this hover. It's also be the same as on btn. Okay, we're done. So I'm gonna target. So let's target the reset btn. Then it's const copy this line, then name will be reset game reset. I'm gonna use also class name is reset. Then okay, at the last one I used double. Okay, at the last one, if we dot reset dot on click, it's also event listener is equal to, I'm gonna use arrow function expression mainly. Okay, then in there I'm gonna use location dot reset, then a bracket, first bracket. It will reload our page. As you can see, we have hover effect, it's so good. And we also have, if we click 6, it's too high, that means we should decrease our number. And if we click 4, too low, so it will be must be 5. Okay, that's reset. And if we click the reset button, it resets, and how many guesses we need. So this was my today's video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe.